And what if the pain you feel in your body is not physical, but a divine calling? Maybe it's not a contracture or a passing discomfort. Maybe it's not accumulated stress or muscle tension. Maybe it's your soul silently screaming, trying to communicate with you in the only language you can no longer ignore, the language of the body. Because the chosen ones don't always listen with their ears. Sometimes they listen with their heart, their skin, their stomach, their bones. They listen through sudden chills, unexplained stabs of pain, accelerated heartbeats and moments of silence, or the unexplainable weight they feel in their back or chest when everything seems fine. There are signs not everyone understands, but the chosen ones feel them on their skin. They don't try to make sense of them with their mind, because their soul already knows. If you've ever felt a strange physical pain that doesn't go away with medicine, that doesn't match any logical external cause, it might not be an illness. It might be a sign, an invitation from the universe to remember your mission. Maybe you've woken up one morning with a pressure in your chest for no apparent reason, or felt a tingling at the back of your neck just as you were about to discover a great truth. Maybe you even feel a deep fatigue, as if your body were tired from carrying something your mind hasn't yet deciphered. And then you ask yourself, what's happening to me? Why do I feel this way? What few dare to say is that this pain is not a punishment, nor a coincidence, nor just a physical reaction. It's a message. It's activation. It's the language the universe uses when the soul is ready to awaken. There are 5 spiritual pains that manifest in the physical body. If you felt them, you may be among those chosen for something much greater. This message isn't for everyone. It's for you. For you who have felt things you can't explain. For you who sense that there is something beyond the obvious. For you who, in the middle of pain, feel a deeper truth that you don't yet know how to put into words. Stay until the end, because not only will you discover the true meaning behind those pains that have followed you for so long, but you'll understand why you feel them and what spiritual power lies behind each one. Your body has been speaking to you all this time. Today, we're going to decode that sacred language, and maybe you'll discover that what you thought was a wound is actually the seal of your purpose. Get ready. You're about to remember who you are, and once that happens, nothing will ever be the same. We are not just flesh and bones. Within us lives an energy that transcends the body, a consciousness that has lived more than one life, an eternal spark that remembers things our mind has forgotten. The soul doesn't need words to communicate. It speaks through emotions, intuitions, synchronicities. And when that's not enough, it speaks through the body. What many call physical ailments without apparent cause are actually energetic blockages, messages from the soul seeking to be understood. When the soul holds memories of pain, ancestral trauma, spiritual pacts, or unresolved missions, that information begins to manifest in the physical. It's no coincidence that just as you begin to awaken spiritually, your body starts to feel different. That discomfort that appears without warning isn't weakness. It's the first whisper of your purpose. The chosen ones are not people above others. They are souls who chose to incarnate with the responsibility of remembering who they are, healing their wounds, and becoming beacons of light for others. That's why their bodies, more sensitive, more intuitive, start to vibrate differently. They attract energies, perceive the invisible, feel with intensity what others ignore, and often pay the price with pains that have no name or medical explanation. You're not broken. You're not sick. You're in the process of transformation. Your body is adjusting to a higher frequency, a new spiritual reality that demands you release what no longer resonates with you. And every pain you experience is not a reason to stop. It's a reason to awaken. The universe is not punishing you. It's preparing you. Today, I'm going to reveal 5 spiritual pains that could be telling you that you've been chosen. Throughout this message, you'll discover what they mean, why they activate at certain points in your life, and how you can transform them into power, consciousness, and guidance for your path. But most importantly, by the end, you'll understand how these pains are showing you your mission in this lifetime. If this topic inspires you and you believe more people should hear it, subscribe, like, and share your experience in the comments. Your support changes lives, because when one soul remembers, many others awaken too. The first spiritual pain many chosen ones experience appears right at the back of the neck, where the neck meets the head. It feels like a constant pressure, sometimes light, other times intense, like an invisible hand placed on you. There's no apparent physical cause, yet the discomfort persists, insistent, as if trying to tell you something your mind can't comprehend. This area is not just any part of the body. It's the point of connection between your rational mind and your higher channel of consciousness. Energetically, it's closely related to the crown chakra and throat chakra, forming a bridge between your ability to receive divine information and your ability to express it authentically. When there's pressure on the neck, it's likely that you're going through an intense phase of spiritual activation. That pressure might be the prelude to a revelation. Your soul is aligning with a truth that has been hidden, and your body knows it before you do. Many feel this pain just before a deep awakening, as if the veil covering reality is starting to tear away slowly. It's no coincidence. It's a sign that something is awakening in you. Sometimes this type of pain arises when you're about to make important decisions, when you face truths you've been avoiding, or when you start to question everything you once believed. Your body, in its infinite wisdom, begins to tense because it knows you're leaving behind an old version of yourself. You're crossing an invisible threshold, and that pressure is part of the process. The chosen ones feel this type of pain because they're being called to see beyond the surface. The universe starts transmitting information through intuitions, dreams, and synchronicities. But all of that needs a clean, open, willing channel. That's why, when there are blockages in your spiritual connection, the pressure appears. It's as if your soul is saying, there's something you need to remember, a truth you can no longer ignore. Don't fight that pain. Listen to it. Observe it. Ask it what it wants to tell you, because many times that pressure is nothing more than the door opening to a new level of consciousness, one where truth is no longer feared, but embraced. Help this message reach more people. Subscribe, like, and tell us what spiritual signs you've experienced. Your story might open someone else's eyes, because what you're experiencing could be exactly what someone else needs to awaken. There is a kind of pain that can't be hidden. It can't be relieved with pills or masked with a smile. It's a pressure in the chest, like something invisible pressing from within. like an ancient sadness living there, asleep, but always present. Sometimes it shows up as anxiety, other times as an inexplicable emptiness, as if the soul weighed more than the body. This type of pain doesn't always arise from your current situation. Often, it has nothing to do with the present. It's the imprint of a past that isn't only yours, it's the emotional burden of generations, the wounds of your parents, your grandparents, your ancestors, that your soul chose to carry in order to transform. What you feel in your chest is not weakness, it is legacy, and it is also mission. This pain is deeply connected to the heart chakra, the energy center that regulates not only the love we give, but also the love we allow ourselves to receive. When this center is blocked by memories of abandonment, rejection, betrayal, or unresolved losses, the body responds with a feeling of tightness, as if the heart were chained by something that no longer belongs to this time but has not yet been released. I invite you now to close your eyes for a moment, inhale deeply and exhale slowly. Feel your chest expand. Do it once more. Inhale and exhale. Do you notice how your energy moves with each breath? Because the soul also breathes. And through this conscious pause, we can begin to let go. Air is life, but it is also memory. With each exhalation, you can release a bit of that story you no longer need to carry. The chosen ones feel this heaviness because they have come to heal not only their own soul, but also the soul of their lineage. They are like channels of emotional purification. When the heart activates spiritually, it begins to hurt because it is opening. It is cleansing memories, breaking invisible loyalties, and allowing true love, the kind that liberates instead of binds, to flow again. So if you feel that weight in your chest, don't judge yourself. Don't suppress it. Look at it with compassion, because within that pain there is wisdom, and within that wisdom lies a key that brings you closer to your purpose. Sometimes the soul cries through the body, but after every cry comes expansion. Breathe deeply. You are releasing centuries of silence. There is a type of pain that is felt right at the base of the spine, the lower back. It's not always intense, but it is constant, an annoying tension that doesn't go away even if you change posture, rest, or relax. It's a discomfort that silently follows you and without realizing it affects your emotional stability, your sense of security, and even your confidence in life. This pain is directly connected to the root chakra, the energy center that links us to the earth, survival, stability, home, and our sense of belonging in the world. When this chakra is weak or blocked, it's common to feel existential emptiness, a sensation of being lost or disconnected from the material purpose we came to fulfill in this life. Often, those who have felt this spiritual pain have gone through situations where their safety was threatened, financial loss, family breakups, the absence of protective figures, or even childhood trauma. But there is something deeper happening in the chosen ones. They feel this pain because, even without knowing it, they are going through a spiritual uprooting that precedes a great transformation. When the soul prepares to awaken to a new mission, it must first break away from the old structures that supported its identity. And that hurts. It hurts in the root. It hurts in the foundation. It hurts where what no longer serves was held. It's as if life begins to slowly dismantle everything you thought you were, so you can discover who you really are. This pain is not a sign that you are falling. It's a sign that you are being called to rebuild yourself from the deepest level. You're being pushed to plant new roots, not in fear, not in need, but in the truth of your soul. Because the chosen ones don't build their security on the external. Their strength is born from within, from that invisible root that connects directly with the universal soul. The force of the earth. Sometimes the body doesn't hurt, but it vibrates. You feel a tingling in your hands, like a subtle, living electric current flowing from the center of your palms toward your fingers, as if something wanted to come out or activate from within. Other times, you feel a sudden jolt in your stomach, right in the pit of it. Palpitations, pressure, anxiety that doesn't come from the mind, but from a deeper place, the solar plexus. These two symptoms are not a coincidence. They are clear signs that something within you is awakening. The tingling in your hands is a powerful energetic manifestation, a sign that your energy channels are being activated. In many spiritual traditions, the palms are considered portals of healing. Through them flows vital energy, prana, chi, the universal force that not only keeps you alive, but also connects you to the power of transformation. If you felt this tingling frequently, especially during meditations, moments of silence, when near others, or even when touching someone, it's very likely that you have the gift of energy channeling. Your body is functioning as a receptor and transmitter of subtle energy. You're beginning to perceive the invisible. You're channeling. On the other hand, sudden palpitations in the solar plexus, sometimes accompanied by heat, pressure, or even emotional nausea, are related to the awakening of your personal power. This center, located just above the navel, is the seat of your will, your identity, your energy of action. When you feel strange movements in that area, it's because your body is releasing accumulated blockages and making space for you to be yourself, without masks, without fear. These signs can be intense, confusing, but you're not losing control. You're beginning to remember your true spiritual nature. The chosen ones are like human antennas. They perceive frequencies, read emotions, receive messages that not everyone can pick up. And while that implies extreme sensitivity, it also means a direct connection to other dimensions of consciousness. You may have felt these sensations for years without knowing what they meant. But today, you know, your hands vibrate because you have the capacity to heal, to touch souls with your energy, and your solar plexus beats strongly because you're ready to take your place, not as someone else, but as yourself, with everything you are. This is the climax of awakening, the moment when you stop fearing what you feel and begin to trust who you are. Maybe for a long time you thought something was wrong with you, that you were too sensitive, that you felt things no one else seemed to notice, that your body reacted in strange ways and your emotions were more intense than most. Maybe you even thought you were broken, lost, or disconnected from this world. But today, you've begun to see the truth, and it's this. You're not broken. You're being rebuilt by the light. You're going through a spiritual restoration process that your soul chose long before you were born. Everything you felt, the pain in your neck, the heaviness in your chest, the tiredness in your back, the tingling in your hands, the palpitations in your solar plexus, these are not failures, diseases, or weaknesses. They are signs, signs of a body aligning with its soul. Each one of those sensations has been part of the calling, because when someone is chosen, they don't receive a title, they receive a mission. And the first step to fulfilling it is remembering who you are, where you come from, and why you're here. And that always hurts. It hurts because it dismantles the old. It hurts because it forces you to let go of what you no longer are. It hurts because you are being reborn from within. The chosen don't seek attention. They seek meaning. They don't want to be seen by the world. They want to see the world through the eyes of the soul. If you felt these pains, if something inside you stirred while hearing this message, you're not alone. You're not crazy. You're not exaggerating. You're awakening. And that is the bravest thing a human being can do. Your soul already remembers who you are. That's why your body has started to react. That's why you feel that vibration, that discomfort, that urgency. Because your purpose can no longer sleep. Because your light can no longer be contained. Because the time has come to walk with awareness and take your place in this great universal fabric. You are not a victim of the pain. You are the channel through which that pain transforms into wisdom, into healing, into service. You are being rebuilt not as punishment, but by destiny. You're being shaped not to fit into this world, but to elevate it. Today, more than ever, remember this. Everything you feel has a purpose, and that purpose is greater than you can imagine.